Ladies and gentlemen, Lauren Boebert.
By those who did not pass them. Madam Speaker.
By those who did not pass them.
I have constituents outside this building right now. I promise my voters to be their voice.
I promise my voters to be their voice. You don't sound too confident.
In this branch of government, which I now serve, it is my separate but equal obligation to weigh in on this election. By those who did not pass them. Madam Speaker, I have constituents outside this building right now.
Madam Speaker, I have constituents outside this building right now, so there's a lot of circumstantial evidence which implies Lauren Boebert committed a crime. A lot of circumstantial evidence. She said today is 1776. The U.S. Revolution was bloody. Did she intend for that, January 6, 2021, the Capitol riots, America's coup? Did she intend for it to be bloody? Like I said, there's a lot of circumstantial evidence. That's one thing. She's got constituents outside the building. You're allowed to have constituents outside the building. That's okay. But you're not allowed to, break windows and try to kidnap Pelosi or hang Mike Pence or whatever, a lot of those people outside were doing or saying that they were going to do. So you have a lot of circumstantial evidence. So you have Lauren Boebert. She's calling for a revolution, right? 1776. That's actually in 1984. She's, defending a lie which she knows better. She knows that she's lying. When the election had happened, she said the Electoral College is what determines the presidential election, which she was correct about, but then the Electoral College didn't go her way. Now all of a sudden she changed her opinion. No, she lied. She lies. She knows that she's defending a lie. She's standing up for a lie. She thinks that January 6th is going to be 1776. She just had that ad with the Glock in her hand. Hey, guys, bring your guns, right? Today's 1776. Today's the revolution. The U.S. Revolution was bloody. The U.S. Revolution was bloody. She also had tweeted that Nancy Pelosi was taken outside the chamber. And this tweet here said that apparently she gave a tour. Don Winslow, I was contacted by someone who I've confirmed works at the Capitol, who told me the following. Lauren Boebert gave a tour on the 5th, even though she's denying it. So did Lauren Boebert, did she give a tour of her MAGA psychos? Did she show her MAGA psychos the Capitol? Is she tweeting to her MAGA psychos that Nancy Pelosi isn't in the chamber anymore, so you need to go follow her to her room or wherever the hell she was taken? Is she giving instructions to her followers? Madam Speaker, she said, I have constituents right outside this building. Right? What she said, let's hear it again.
By those who did not pass them. Madam Speaker, I have constituents outside this building right now.
So that's the speech she made January 6, 2021. So, the day of America's coup. So that's all the circumstantial evidence, right? The Glock ad, 1776, the tweet, the Pelosi is taken outside the chamber. Kind of looks like she's letting them know what's going on. Madam Speaker, I got constituents outside the building. She sounds nervous and, the whole thing sounds sketchy. The whole thing sounds fishy. And if she gave a tour to the MAGA psychos, then that's very possible that she's, showing them where they should go and who they should attack, where the secret little tunnel is and this and that. But ultimately, I say not guilty. Right now, I say not guilty because it's all circumstantial evidence. And until we find out for sure that she was actually a part of it, right? She's given a bunch of speeches, and it's terrible what the crime, what the crimes that happened at the Capitol. So we have to find out two things to know if Lauren Boebert is guilty. We need to know two things. We need to know what her people did. She's got constituents outside the Capitol. How many people did she have? Let's assume she had 100 people. And they're constituents, which means they're all from Colorado. And if they're all from Colorado, right, her hands are tied. She's got to do what her constituents want. But there's 100 people, so here's my litmus test. The 100 people of Lauren Boebert's, her constituents, did they pass the barricade? Did they trespass on the Capitol? Did they break a window? Did they assault a cop? Did they kill a person? Were they committing any of those individual crimes? Trespassing would be the least, but at the most, are they breaking windows, assaulting cops, and, they killed a cop, right? So was Lauren Boebert's people the one that threw the fire extinguisher and killed that cop? We need to know that information. That's how we know if Lauren Boebert is guilty or not guilty, right? You know, people can say whatever the hell they want to say, and then people, you know, have to be responsible for their own behavior. So she gets on the microphone and she, you know, perpetuates a lie, perpetuates bullshit, and, you know, the mob went ahead and went out of control and it's out of her hands. You know, she's not guilty. But if she's the one on the inside and she's sitting there saying Pelosi just went, you know, she just ran down the hall and now she's over here and she's sitting there giving coordinates and encouraging and saying, yes, this is all, you know, acceptable and fine and dandy, then it could be, you know, it could be the end of her political career. And I wouldn't be against that. I am not a fan of Lauren Boebert at all. She's against the Department of Education. She's against Medicare for all. She's against stimulus checks. She's against government spending. She's just guns, and she's going to stop socialism. So, yeah, she basically hates working class people. She hates the poor, hates the homeless. She ain't going to build no houses for the damn homeless. She ain't going to do shit. In 2 years, you know what she's going to accomplish in 2 years? Nothing. She's a fascist, a MAGA psycho. She's just a carpetbagger, white trash from Florida. So, you know, she's got some, whatever. She was able to get elected. She's got Fox News' pecker in her pocket. So, Fox News, she's got the media, she's got the donations, she's getting the money. You know, she's somewhat, I don't find her attractive, but I can see how some people could say she's pretty. And so, you know, she can make a good career being a sort of a celebrity, right, politician. Just basically stay in front of the cameras and make this comment, that comment. She's not going to pass any meaningful legislation whatsoever. She's on the wrong side of basically every other issue. She once said she wanted to end all the wars. And, you know, I'm okay with, I'm in favor of the Second Amendment, so I'm okay with her, you know, fighting for the Second Amendment. But that's basically the list of what me and Lauren Boebert agree with. Ends right there. I'm an anti-fascist. I want Medicare for all. I think the Department of Education is good, and right now during a pandemic, we need Medicare for all. And with the stimulus checks, the Great Depression, we're in a Great Depression already. All you need is 2 quarters of a recession, and we've had 3 or 4 quarters of a recession. So we're in a Great Depression right now. So stimulus checks, yeah, we need money. Put money directly into our pockets, Lauren Boebert. We're in a Great Depression. That's what's going to help our economy. It's going to help us individually. So, you know, there's no love lost if they do kick her out. There's a whole bunch of actually stuff. There's some, you know, a little trashy, but apparently there's some domestic violence charges. He had hit her and she had hit him. This is when they were dating. Then they're going to get married and have 4 kids, but they're attacking each other, and, you know, they got domestic violence charges. There was, let's see, Jason Boebert served 7 days in jail, and then she took her revenge. She scratched his face, his chest, trashed the residence. So she just, you know, trashing his house and just causing a ruckus. Boebert's future husband, he was actually, this is crazy because this all happened in 2004. So January, you got Boebert's husband, Jason. Jason pulls his dick out at a bowling alley in front of 2 women, and then he is, you know, thrown in jail for that. So that happens January 2004. He exposed himself, right? And Lauren Boebert, she's 18, she's 17 then, and then she's known as Lauren Opal Roberts. She was there, and so maybe that's what won her over. And then February 2004, he goes to jail for domestic violence charge, and then May 2004, she goes to jail for a domestic violence charge. So, you know, 2004 was a wild time. It was a wild time. Well, actually, she was slapped with the 3rd-degree assault, criminal mischief, and underage drinking charges. So I don't know if she went to jail or not, but she was charged, you know, with 3rd-degree assault, criminal mischief, and underage drinking charges. So that's a little bit about Lauren Boebert. Let's listen to her again.
Right now, I promise my voters to be their voice. In this branch of government, which I now serve, it is my separate but equal obligation to weigh in on this election.
Lauren Boebert, her spokesman, resigns after less than a month citing U.S. Capitol riot. Ben Goldie confirmed his departure to the Colorado Sun after it was reported on Saturday by Axios. So people are leaving, right? Ben Goldie is dropping out, so she's losing some of her staff. Here's a couple of tweets. 1 hour ago, she said, at Keith Olbermann, has been leading his 1 million followers to believe that my mother led the rioters on January 6th. This is 100% false, as has been proven by further photographs of the woman in question, yet his libelous tweets remain up. Keith, correct the record now. Anyone with a working pair of eyes, these are all Lauren Boebert tweets. And today's, 8:36, January 17th. Anyone with a working pair of eyes can clearly see that my mother is not the woman photographed. Your rabid tweets have fomented hatred and violent threats towards an innocent private citizen. Says a lot about a man to spend a day attacking an innocent woman. For the record, Keith Olbermann and other conspiracy theorists are trying to convince you that the woman in the pink hat is my mother. Here is my mother on January 6th. Before Trump's speech, she came with me to the Capitol and spent the attack locked in my office. So, yeah, I don't know about the mother thing. The mother, I just feel like just with the tour, she's giving a tour of her MAGA psycho mob. She's sitting there telling, Madam Speaker Pelosi, hey, Pelosi, I got, my MAGA psycho mob just right outside the building. Tweeted about Pelosi, was taken outside the chamber, was that for her MAGA psycho mob. And then, the Glock ad and the today is 1776. All circumstantial evidence, but it would not shock me if we, find out that Lauren Boebert was actually instrumental. She was the one that was behind, Boebert and all the ones that, maybe she's the one that told that guy to throw the fire extinguisher and kill the cop. Maybe she was behind every bit of it. Maybe she was organizing something big. It was 1776, so, they had zip ties. There was military people there. The Capitol Police just stepped down. This shit could easily have been an inside job. I'm willing to believe that perhaps it was just happenstance, right? Trump supporters and cops, they just fucking get along just for the, whatever. But that's clearly they didn't get along, that day since they were killing each other. But what's my point? My point is, yeah, if a mob, I don't know. I got a lot of points, but my point with Lauren Boebert is, I think for right now, she's not guilty. I probably could, I could see this shit coming out, and then, that I could see more information coming out to where she had greater involvement, but for what I understand right now, it doesn't look like, she was instrumental. She was an asshole, fanning the flames, using her microphone, using her voice, but, and she's a fascist, so, I would love if this, for them to expel her if she was actually a part of all this shit. Let's see here. So I feel like her people, I want to know what her people did. We need to find out what her people did. We need to take the top 5 people of her mob. What was her mother doing, right? Her mother was in the Capitol. She wasn't outside at all. And then what was she doing inside the Capitol? What was Boebert doing inside the Capitol? So let's just find what the top 5 of her supporters were doing. And if they trespassed, I probably could forgive them for that. But if they're inside the Capitol, if they went past the barricades, went inside the Capitol and they were breaking windows, right, destroying property, assaulting a cop, or murder, if they actually committed a crime, then I think that you could say that Lauren Boebert was a part of that shit and that she's guilty and that something should happen to her. So, yeah, I guess that's, yeah, so for right now, for Lauren Boebert, not guilty. Peace.